In 2022, my entire life changed. I was on the phone with my mom, and I just knew something was wrong. Something had changed. Many years ago, my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, something that she stated from a very young age that she knew she was going to have Alzheimer's. She'd make comments when I was in middle school and high school how she's forgetful like grandma. Her mom, my grandma, had Alzheimer's. And so I drove from Tennessee to Wisconsin to check on her and realized pretty quickly she couldn't be left alone anymore. And over the next 3 months of 2022, so this was June of 2022, I was back and forth between Tennessee and Wisconsin, taking care of her, taking her to doctor's appointments, wrapping up my life in Tennessee, closing my photography business, putting things in storage, quitting my jobs. It was a lot. And then I came up here to Wisconsin, and officially in the end of August, September 2022, I became her full-time 24/7 caregiver. It was her request that she never went into assisted living. She was already scared knowing that she would forget things, and she just didn't want to wake up completely not knowing where she was, even though that was going to be the case with Alzheimer's. It was her wish to stay in her home as long as possible. And I made that happen for her. And somewhere along the way, I just stopped recognizing myself. Self care was not an option, it was her care 24/7. The last few months, my phone literally was going off from 5:30 in the morning until 7:30 at night with reminders, to care for her. And then that also included everything that she needed throughout the evening. Even once she was bedridden, I was still getting up throughout the night to check on her. Leaving my jobs, my creative energy just disappeared. I was in survival mode, and there was nothing thriving happening. I was living on my retirement, my savings, because she needed so much attention. I could not have a job, not even an online job, because the interruptions would not have allowed it whatsoever. And just really wondering, how would I ever get back on my feet? And once my mom was admitted in hospice in April of 2024, I had 2 social workers and 6 nurses from hospice tell me I was the most extreme case of caregiver burnout they had ever seen. And burnout does something to you. It strips away everything that is essential, and you're hardly left onto truth. And my truth was creativity was gone. And after my mom passed, I started looking for a job. But now being in my 40s, it wasn't so easy to get an interview. And honestly, for some reason for me, and this is another video I'm going to do, it has always been a struggle. And when I couldn't find my way back into the job market, I started rebuilding from what I had: a camera, a story, and a belief that I wasn't done yet. I still had things to offer that would benefit other people. And I began to realize I could build something new from this point in my life. And that's how my business began. I started helping other women who felt stuck, invisible, or like they had nothing left to offer, because I learned you don't start with when you're ready. You start when you're tired of waiting for your life to begin again. And if you've been through loss, if you've been through burnout, if you've been a caregiver, whatever version of rock bottom looks like for you, this is your reminder. You are still allowed to dream. You are still allowed to create. You are still allowed to start over. And that's what the Confident Creative is all about. I love helping women rebuild confidence and purpose through their career. That is what the Confident Creative is about. I strive to help women rebuild their confidence and purpose through their creativity. And if you are starting over, I want you to help. If you are starting over, I want to help you begin again, just like I did. because it is already obvious to me that you are willing to work and work hard. So why not, instead of building someone else's dream, you start building yours? So if you want to know more, click the link in the description below, go to my Substack for my posts, and let's get you on your way to the life that you should be living.